Just imagine strolling around in shoes that elevate you by 4 inches, but also cause extreme discomfort. That's my reality. I've been entangled in a deception. A deception involving height-boosting shoes and a confidential secret I've successfully hidden from my buddies. These shoes, they enable me to stand tall, quite literally. They append a substantial 4 inches to my actual stature, but at a price. The physical discomfort, the incessant pain in my feet, the battle to walk around without wincing, it's a struggle. And the peculiar part, I wasn't always insecure about my stature. Growing up, it was my weight that troubled me. The snide remarks, the mockery, the persistent feeling of inadequacy, it was all associated with my weight. But then, I decided to transform. I worked out, dieted, and lost all those extra pounds. I became lean, but it wasn't enough. The feeling of insufficiency didn't vanish. And so, I resorted to these height-enhancing insoles. I've become skilled in the craft of illusion. I've mastered the art of strolling in these shoes, concealing them beneath my trousers, upholding the pretext of being 6 feet tall. But it's a masquerade I'm growing weary of. The agony is becoming intolerable, and the threat of the long-lasting harm these insoles might inflict on my feet is beginning to me. My lads, they all stand around 6 feet tall, except for one who is 5'6". They believe I'm just like them, that I'm part of the 6-foot club. But the truth is, I'm 5'8". A simple fact that brings me great humiliation. I'm reluctant to confess, to admit that I've been entangled in a deception. The fear of humiliation is so potent, it overrides the physical torment. There's also this unvoiced reassurance I experience being perceived as 6 feet tall, especially during those late-night trips to the convenience store. But is it worth the discomfort, the pain, the fear of humiliation dominates the physical agony? But the question persists, why is height so significant? Society has its own yardstick for measuring a man's worth, and height seems to be a significant factor. It's an odd truth, but one that's woven into the fabric of our cultures and societies. Height is often equated with power, with attractiveness, and even with safety. It's as though the vertical inches that separate us from the ground somehow determine our standing in life. Consider my situation. Here I am, living a lie about my height, all because I've bought into this societal perception. I've convinced myself and everyone around me that I'm 6 feet tall. Yet, truth be told, I'm an average 5'8" guy, hiding behind height-increasing insoles that cause more pain than they're worth. Ironically, my friends, most of whom are naturally around 6 feet tall, have no idea about my secret. They see me as one of them, a member of the 6 feet club, unaware of the physical discomfort and mental anguish I endure to maintain this illusion. And why? Why do I put myself through this? Is it because being taller makes me feel safer when I venture out at night? Or is it because I believe that those extra inches will somehow make me more acceptable, more desirable, more worthy? As my friends tower over me, I can't help but wonder, does my height really define me? It's easy to point fingers at societal norms, but how often do we question our own actions? We've all been there, haven't we? We've all had those moments where we felt the weight of societal expectations pressing down on us, making us question our worth, our identity. We've all felt the need to fit in, to be accepted, to be normal. But at what cost? We've all worn metaphorical insoles at some point in our lives. We've all felt the need to stand taller, to appear more than what we are, to hide those parts of us that we fear might not be accepted. But here's the thing, those insoles, those lies, they hurt. They're uncomfortable, and most importantly, they're not us. It's time for a little introspection, don't you think? It's time we took a long, hard look at ourselves and asked, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? Is it worth the pain? We need to understand that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be 5'8" in a world that seems to value 6 feet. It's okay to not fit the mold, because at the end of the day, it's our differences that make us unique. It's our quirks, our flaws, our individuality that make us who we are. And there's nothing more beautiful than being true to ourselves. Before we take another step in those painful shoes, let's ask ourselves, is it worth the pain?